Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by our naming sponsors, Alford and Associates, protecting your business, benefiting your employees. St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. And Rouse's Markets, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. On today's show, we'll talk plenty of sports, Saints, LSU, Nichols, and high school with a live audience full of energy. Other participating corporate sponsors include Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute, Gen Gators Power Systems, South Louisiana Bank, Quality Rental Tools, Barca Honda, Crosby Tugs. Now from the Eugene J. False and Lorraine False studios in Houma, Louisiana, here's the freaks of football, Bobby, Rich, Mike, Martin, Harry, Stan, and Chuck. It's time for Sports on the Bayou.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a new year of Sports on the Bayou. Mike to tell you, along with the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, Rich Morty. We got a lot to talk about right after this break here on Sports on the Bayou.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford and Associates, protecting your business, benefiting your employees. And St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. When we come back, who's in the crowd?
Every day, thousands of people hit the road heading towards their dreams. But sometimes those dreams collide with a harsh reality. Auto accidents with 18-wheelers can change lives in an instant. That's why you need the experience and expertise of St. Martin and Bork. With over 50 years of experience, St. Martin and Bork have fought for justice for the victims of truck accidents.
If you've been in a wreck with an 18-wheeler, know your rights.
Call St. Martin and Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodaux, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store
in Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Sports on the Bayou is also brought to you by our corporate sponsors, Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute, Gen Gators Power Systems, South Louisiana Bank, Quality Rental Tools, Barker Honda, Crosby Tugs. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Before I throw it to Martin, I want to tell everybody, if you're listening, at the storm out in the Gulf, Francine, keep your dial 10 to HTV, Channel 10, and you can get all that information. Yesterday, Martin got over 60,000 people watching on Facebook. So goes to show it really went out there. And Martin, I've told you this story before. My mom passed away a few years back, but and something like this would happen, I'd always go over and because I had to do it twice. The first time, oh, you got to come stay with me. No, I'm staying home. The second time was, okay, I'm going. And I'd always put the TV on because she watched Fox 8 a lot and all with you. Mm-hmm. And so it was always on Fox 8. I hit it on Fox 8. She was like, take that off. put that on Martin. He knows what's going on the bayou.
Yeah, he got that stick. That stick's not
Nash
wrong.
Jr. here.
Well, I mean, he's like Nash Roberts. Like old school.
Mike's sitting right by the stick. Mike, whatever you do, do not move that stick.
I ain't moving the stick, but
That's locked in, locked and loaded.
Okay, the only thing bad about the stick, I don't like the way the storm and the stick are sort of going right now. We pre-taping this, so
I agree,
we'll
but
have
I
a lot more
can't
info.
manipulate that.
Yeah.
But before we start, I'd like a moment of silence for Bobby's mom, Miss Paula Hebert. What a great lady she was. There you see her on the screen. Boy, she was here every time she could make it here.
Well, my daddy made her come.
Yeah, well, yeah. But look, I sure did a lot of interviews with her over here.
Right, yeah.
Many more when you did the tribute, which was super.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many times she actually talked. Now, his dad was one thing, but Miss Paula
we
was
weren't
another.
worried about what Mr. Bobby would say, but I know Bob is probably a little worried about what his mom
My
would
mom
say.
watched so many football games and she still didn't know football. She couldn't watch. She would
Yeah, but
just
she
pray.
knew Bobby.
She would just pray all the time. And she'd pray over me when I would be beat up and stuff. And of course, I want my mom to pray for me. But my mom didn't have a mean bone in her body.
Yeah.
In other words, I've said this: if you had a problem with my mom, well, you better look in the mirror. Something's probably wrong with you, because and always would take up for mom when the spouses, they might get in an argument. I never took my dad's side. I always took my mom's side.
You're a smart man.
Yeah, and I'd always say, Dad, you lucky you married that special woman, and how awesome she was.
The funny thing was when Martin asked Mr. Bob about, has Bobby ever changed? He would say, oh, no, Bobby's still Bobby. But when he asked Miss Paula, she was like, oh, yeah, he changed.
No, my mom knows the real story.
Yeah, well, look, let's do this. We got a lot of new sponsors. We appreciate all the sponsors coming today when we got a storm out there. So I'm actually shocked we got this many people today. And we're going to roll. So
Hey, the Saints won, though.
Saints won.
We got Nichols
and LSU played a good game.
Fighting Colonels.
But I'm trying to preserve a little vocals. Keith is out there today, and he's going to help me. And he's got a seating chart, so we got a lot of important people.
That's exactly right. Thank you, Martin. I appreciate it. And, our first table, one of our naming sponsors, Alfred & Associates, right here. We got Joe, Chris, and Babe sitting there, and Patrick Motti sitting in. So we appreciate it. Give them a round of applause.
All right. Your son, Rich, your son.
Right next to them, we got Chuck Bork and St. Martin and Bork. So give them a round of applause again.
Chucky, baby.
And then our third naming sponsor, Rouse's. We got Coach sitting back there. Coach, thanks for joining us today. All right, Rouse's, thank y'all so much.
The legend, Coach Alvin.
The legend. Exactly right. Next to them, we have Terrebonne General and Consolidated Community Sports Institute with the guys over there. Guys, give them a round of applause.
Right.
Of course, Jen didn't have anything with Jen Gator, so.
You know why? Because they're
you're sort of busy today.
That's exactly right.
They all around the country right now.
That's exactly right. Got some people sitting in with Crosby Tugs. We're thankful to have them. We appreciate it. Thanks y'all for sitting in.
All right, good deal.
Of course, we got Leslie and his crew with Barker Honda. Very glad to have them. Give them a round of applause.
All right.
Of course, when you see Steve and Robin, you know we got South Louisiana Bank in the house. So we're really glad to have them. Give them a round of applause for that. Everyone, Paris Consolidated Government, always glad. Thank y'all. We appreciate it.
We moved GIS up today. They wanted to have those $250 seats in the dome, so we moved them up right.
Oh, wow. Very good. We appreciate it. Got Quality Rentals sitting over there in the back left. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Look at Jack. Hey, look at Barry Pellegrin in the crowd. What a pitcher he was at both South Terrebonne and Nichols, but Harry had to hit him. I couldn't hit him. Harry had to hit him a couple of times.
Yeah, I heard second in line Bobby Sharpen say was unhittable for. I think he pitched 2 games when he wasn't in left field.
Yeah, that's a backroom argument. We'll let them have it.
I hear that every Tuesday, by the way. Speaking of backroom, really glad to have with us Jason hanging out with the CIS.
All right.
With the school board.
Yeah.
Of course, we got GIS. They're working hard, and Pierre Park couldn't be here today. And then we got Explore Houma and Tita. The ladies in the back.
Indeed.
We know they're going to be hanging out, talking a little bit more. We gave them the whole back row.
Yeah, they're in the suite.
And they can move up if they want. They can come sit up here if they want.
I offered Mark.
This is like Catholic Church. The usher hangs up 4 fingers, and they can come up to the front.
Unless, of course, you say something wrong and Sister Danita's there. She'll whack it on the-
That's happened many times before.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. But those are some of our sponsors with Headache and Pain, South Central, and our retired coaches and some of the Foss family in the back. Not joining us, but thank you to everybody who came out, weathered the storm so far. We appreciate it very, very much. Thanks for joining us here.
And prayers go out to my sister Myrna. Myrna's normally here helping greet people, but she's having a little procedure done today, so a lot of prayers for my sister Myrna.
And we appreciate that. I know we had a little moment of silence, of course, for Bobby's mom. One of the people that you would see here most every Tuesday, who's not with us this year, Mr. Jack King. Mm-hmm. And Jack passed away last year suddenly, and so we're very, very glad to honor Jack as well. So
well, Rich, when you eat lunch with him,
you know what, Bobby? Thank you for bringing that up. And Jack was, I don't know, he was an inspiration to me. I mean, this man, the challenges that most people will never see in their lifetime, and he'd come in here and he'd tell a joke. First thing he'd tell me, we'd sit down and eat lunch, and he'd tell a joke. And some of them were good, and some of them were lousy. They weren't funny, but just an inspiration. And he always not only lived it, but he always had inspirational things to say. You know, someone would ask him, "But Jack, how do you get over here?" He said, "It could be a whole lot worse. I could not be able to do anything." And I mean, he was always very, very positive. Part of our show, loved coming here. So we're going to miss him dearly. I know he's watching down on us, and I just want to give him my love.
Again, you sat with him. Most of the people in this room will tell you, those of us that knew Jack and got a chance to get to know him, he would choose to walk with his disability, which was not a disability in his world. He was other-abled because he used other strengths that he had. You would offer to pick Jack up, and he would say no. He's like, "Keith, it's only another mile." I'm like, "Well, Mr. Jack, you should." "Keith, it's only another mile."
Well, that's why he wasn't fat.
You know, you got to watch the show that Martin did a special on him. If you haven't seen it on HTV, you can get it on YouTube. Watch the special. Because, 8 years old, he was hit by a mosquito and had meningitis. But he worked. He worked his whole life. He forced himself into work and worked his way up. So you got to watch that show. Martin did a phenomenal job honoring him.
For him disability, he said no.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I know Miss Paula, Mr. Jack, they want us to have a little fun. So we're going to have fun. We'll be right back. Don't go away. When we come back, Saints Talk. You won't want to miss this.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates, protecting your business, benefiting your employees. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Mike to tell you along with the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, Rich Morty, guys. Saints Talk, 47-10. I asked Bob this last night. Rich, I'll ask you. There's not many times if you drew up a game plan and you said, okay, this got to work. This is about as close to perfection as you can get on both sides of the football and on special teams. Man, to have that work in the opening game, That's not surprising. It's shocking how good this offense played, especially their offensive line.
Well, he's opened up and won a couple of those opening games, Dennis Allen. But, you're right. If you have a checklist in front of you and you go down the checklist, there's only one thing on the checklist that you would be concerned about, and that's the penalties, of course.
Yeah.
But, the turnovers. How about the 20-plus yard gains, the offensive plays? 100 and something yards for rushing. Derek Carr comes out and plays like he's an all-pro, right? All of a sudden now, give credit to Carolina. They're not going to be too bad, but they're green.
Not good.
But even though they're bad, y'all know what Pootie means.
Pootie. I was going to say Pootie. I didn't know how to spell it.
But this is the easiest game the Saints are going to play all year. So hell yeah, you had to win.
No, but you're not in that style. I mean, look at. I mean,
it's dominant.
This is a dominant thing, and it's
a different story.
It's a great confidence builder for them.
Didn't the 49ers last night dominate the Jets? They scored on 8 straight possessions. Well, the Saints did 9. The first 9 possessions, the Saints scored.
Yeah.
We beat that. We're going to beat the Cowgirls. I don't know if we're going to do that.
The problem was, both teams were top 5 or 6 defenses, both the Panthers and the Jets last year. And look, the demolition job the Saints did. And then if you watch Monday Night Football, the 49ers without Christian McCaffrey did it to them.
Well, the running back wasn't bad, though. He was a freaking bull.
I wish Kendrick Miller was.
Miller, yeah. I'd take him.
He don't even.
And they didn't even use a draft choice on him.
Yeah, now think about that, Mike.
Undrafted guy from Georgia.
How many like that?
That would be like Mims for us all of a sudden having that kind of game.
But he's a little better than Mims.
Looks like Marshawn Lattimore running. I mean, not Marshawn.
The 30 points the Saints put up in the first half, the most, and you got to look since 2020 with Drew Brees was still the quarterback, but the 47 points, the most ever in a season opener. I was part of a season opener. I'll never forget this. Troy Aikman, Jimmy Johnson's first game in the Dome, we beat him 28-0. So you talk about that. You want to get off to a great start? And right now, guess who's the number 1 team in season openers the last 6 seasons? Yeah. The Saints.
Yep.
And Dennis Allen, no coach has won 3 straight openers. Not Coach Mara, not
Sean
Payton, Dennis Allen. So you try to look at the glass half full instead of half empty.
He needs to call the LSU coach. What's his name again? Dennis
Still looking for that first
with the LSU coach.
Still looking for
maybe
that
they
first
can win an
W
opener
in LSU. Let's go to the highlights of the Saints' big beatdown of the Carolina Panthers right off the bat. Derek Carr hangs one up to Rashid Shaheed.
How about stepping right in the pocket?
He stepped right up in the pocket, got hit in the mouth, and made the throw.
Yeah, you love to see that.
Thought that was something. Bryce Young throws the lollipop up here, and Will Harris comes up with the interception right after the touchdown play.
Will Harris started almost like 50 games at the line, so he's a safety that is not his first short.
And this ties Blake Grupe's longest kick in the NFL, 57 yards, which is becoming routine in the NFL, a 55-plus field goal. Derek Carr directing traffic, throws it up. Foster Morrow from LSU comes up with the catch.
That might have been Foster Morrow, 4 targets, 4 catches, best game in the Saints.
And then Alvin Kamara. This is what, guys, I think won the game. Their ability to control the line of scrimmage and run the football, and then Blake Grupe comes up again. Hits the field goal, so now it's 20-0.
Well, you look at the offensive line, we had 2.9 yards before Kamara was getting hit. So, hell yeah, we should average 4.5.
And the ball pops out, Honey Badger.
And he recovers it. Forced a fumble, and he recovered. Honey Badger's back. We all know he did that at LSU a bunch of times.
And it sets up another field goal of 52 yards for Blake Grupe, making it 23-0. It doesn't stop there. Carr back to pass, gets out of the pocket, throws it. What a great catch by Jawan Johnson.
Well, he needs to do that. We need him to be the go-to tight end and make those tough catches.
Then Alvin Kamara just sort of walks this one in. Now it's 37-10. And this is one of the few plays that they actually make for Carolina. It sets up a field goal, and Blake Grupe kicks it from 39 yards, 40-10. And one more. Jamal Williams, this is the legit touchdown last year. That final one.
We're trying to win the game play. No, that's finally. He did that for Detroit, the Lions, a bunch of times.
Yeah,
well, last year, he had that one garbage tight end. We all know the controversy there. But guys, no, that was legit. We need him to do more of that.
87 yards rushing on 37 attempts. That's the one stat to me that sticks out, that you were able to run the football, and with all the changes, college, prep, pros, you got to run it when you need to and have to. They did that.
Well, the Saints, the way they structure, you look at the 49ers too, how they ran over the Jets. I mean, it's the same scheme. And don't get mad. The bottom line is you got to win. You know, people want to be entertained. They want to see the ball thrown all over. The Saints are going to have, if they're really clicking, they're always going to have more rushing attempts than passing attempts. And you look at Derek Carr, how efficient he was. I mean, here he is. He's 19 of 23. That sounds like a Carl Smith offense. 19 of 23, 3 touchdowns, 142.5 quarterback rating. That's a whole lot better than he's throwing with 300, 350 yards. Because when you're winning in the trenches, that's one thing we did not do last year. We averaged basically 5 yards a carry and only gave up 3 yards a carry. Well, last year, when all said and done, we only averaged 3.5 and gave up 4.5. I'm telling you, it's old school. I don't care how they change the rules. Can you run the football and can you stop the run? Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens against Dallas. I think if we win that game, it's an upset. But why not? You don't have to win a series. It's one game. You know, we were plus 11. Now we plus 2. Last year we were plus 11. That was like third best in the NFL. Right now we plus 2. Mike, do that in Dallas. You can beat the Cowgirls on the road.
The big difference I saw, especially in game 1, man, the Panthers spent over $100 million on offensive linemen to add to the unit. Bryce Young was running for his life. It's not that he didn't have open receivers, and he did miss
He's
some.
not accurate.
But he's not accurate when he's got a little bit of pressure on him.
He hasn't improved over last year.
Bryce Young, doesn't he look like a little boy out there?
Yeah. Well, he is. He's only 5'10". What is he, 5'11"?
He's going to training camp with a backpack. This is in August. He looked like he's about in 8th grade. and that's the Panthers quarterback. Well, he was like 13 of 30, quarterback rating of 33 basically. But when you look at it, you know what, in 3 games against the Saints, look what he's done. He's not even a 50% passer. 48 of 99 passes, 150 yards, 2 interceptions, a touchdown, a quarterback rating of 56. No, I don't think Bryce Young's the answer.
No, we'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Don't go away. Harry McCullough talks Nicholls State and also a feature of the week.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodeau, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number 1 grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Every day, thousands of people hit the road heading towards their dreams. But sometimes those dreams collide with a harsh reality. Auto accidents with 18-wheelers can change lives in an instant. That's why you need the experience and expertise of St. Martin & Bork. With over 50 years of experience, St. Martin & Bork have fought for justice for the victims of truck accidents.
If you've been in a wreck with an 18-wheeler, know your rights.
Call St. Martin & Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates, protecting your business, benefiting your employees. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin & Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. H, I want to throw it to you, man. Nicholls, they put up a valiant effort against the Tigers, and man, in the third quarter, okay, the only thing that separated them, a safety.
Right.
And you think of that, man, Tim Rebowe, I know we had him on last night on the show. He was so proud of his team, but, you know, it don't get any easier for Nicholls because this weekend, Sacramento State, they are a really, really good football team. Tim said he thinks that's the biggest team in the FCS, or what you would have.
Yeah, 1AA.
1AA. He thinks Sacramento has the biggest team there, so you're in for another tough test.
It'll actually, they're playing this in Sacramento. It'll be a battle of two ranked teams.
Yeah.
One 11 against 23, both 0-2. Right? So obviously LSU has played Louisiana Tech and LSU, and Sacramento's played Fresno and San Jose State. So they've lost 2 games too. But I tell you, Nichols came out good. They were ready for LSU in the big stadium and all that. They were ready to play. And actually, Brian Kelly has now said, no, we didn't get out physical, but it sure looked like that first, 2.5 quarters, it looked like they were the more physical
145 yards with
right.
Somebody got beat up.
The thing is, it wasn't no freakish play how the ball was bouncing. Nichols had 3 scoring drives longer than 75 yards.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, hold on. And then you look at, they had 178 yards rushing on 38 carries. Who ran the ball better, LSU or Nichols?
Right. Well, they ain't no question.
Right.
I'm worried about LSU. I'm just telling you right now. South Carolina with Tennessee, it's early in the season, but they have the 2 rushing attempts, South Carolina and Tennessee. So it's going to be a challenge for LSU on the road.
Rocket Sanders from Arkansas. He's really good.
Yeah.
So, H, I know you got some highlights of the game.
Yeah, South Carolina's also got some rush ins too. They got some really good looking players. But let's take a look at the highlights of Nichols and LSU. And like I said, pretty good crowd out there. It looked good. And the Colonels, actually, their special teams get LSU on the board first as a bad punt, snap. And so it led to a safety. And then Trades Green, that's the kid from Zachary. He's about 6'7", 6'8", big.
He looks like he should be playing basketball.
Player.
He was a great high school basketball player.
He might play both at LSU, but that's what we're talking about. Nichols came right down the field with about a 15-play drive. They score. Colin Guggenheim starting a big night for him as he gets in for the touchdown.
My thing is,
I still don't trust LSU's defense.
For Colin, this is the game I want to show my grandkids.
Oh, man,
I went up in the big stage, Death Valley, and
I went 100 years
He's
of
gonna have a
Tiger
great
Stadium.
year.
All I know, they didn't stop me.
He runs like that, he's going to have good. He'll have other games like that.
Yeah, he's good. That's Kieran Lacey. 5 catches, 65 yards, 3 touchdowns. Landed on his booty right here pretty hard, too. And he made a nice jump. But
that's a tailbone shot.
Yeah, right on the tailbone. Started a big night for Lacey.
This was a great play.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, great throw.
But for Lacey and
Nichols
Nussmeier,
State out Coach Kelly and LSU.
It's a Quincy Brown perfect pass to Lee Negrado for the 18-yard flea flicker and the touchdown. But this is when LSU started coming around in the third quarter. Not yet. Actually, no, let me tell you about it.
Go ahead, Colin.
This is a 67-yard run. And
fast
good speed.
Yeah.
You know, he's been doing that for a long time out of John Curtis. And
he's 20 pounds lighter because he told me,
doesn't
always
look
hear
like
you talk about it, Mr. Mike, about the second number. Last year I was in the 4s, maybe high 4s. I'm 222 today.
Good right. He doesn't look big and he doesn't look fast, but he just runs away from people and nobody can tackle him.
Kyron.
And there's Kyron again. That's 3 touchdowns for him on the day. Guggenheim, by the way, 145 yards and average 5.8 yards a catch. There's another touchdown there, Xavier Thomas. And Nussmeier, nice night, 27 of 37, 6 touchdowns. And look, Brian Kelly again said, we didn't run the ball because we could have, but they were in that box.
They put 8 in the box.
8 in the box, so we passed.
What is that?
Look, I don't trust the running game yet, and I don't trust their defense yet. When they were playing USC, they had about 2 minutes left on the clock. I'm like, this is coming down to the LSU defense.
You know why I'm worried?
They gave up the ghost
about LSU. Their best, they haven't really stopped the run. Their best run defender is out
And
for the
Jacoby
season.
and Guillory lost for the year.
Jacoby and Guillory, a torn Achilles tendon, sidelined for the whole year. He was the best rush defender, and he's not there.
I'm still not sold on Harold Perkins being a middle linebacker either.
Man, come on, put him outside where he belongs.
He gets covered up way too easy.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, H. We appreciate it. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Right after the break, it's LSU time. Stick around. It's getting good.
Since 1954, Terrebonne General has been a beacon of health and hope in our community. As we mark 7 decades of dedication to your well-being, Terrebonne General Health System remains committed to advancing healthcare, improving lives, and expanding our services to meet your evolving needs. In celebrating our past, we look forward to a future filled with promise and progress. Your health is our legacy. To discover more, visit tghealthsystem.com.
Since 1988, Quality Rental Tools has provided specialized products to the oil and gas industry. Our locations allow for quick service to both land and marine operations. At Quality Rental, our name represents our commitment to our customers. Our uncompromising principles help us remain a strong and vibrant member of the oil and gas industry. To order any of our products for offshore and land needs, call us today at 1-888-922-3449. Quality Rental Tools, our name says it all.
At South Louisiana Bank, we're great at banking, but we're great at a lot of other stuff too.
Is that a new rod and reel?
Hey, a girl's got a fish.
We care about the community we live in and the people we serve. We're not just like you. We are you.
Are you boiling crawfish?
No, just letting them soak.
We're proud to be here and work for the place and the people we love. South Louisiana Bank. It's in the name.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, protecting your business, benefiting your employees. And St. Martin & Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Guys, we talked a little bit about LSU during the LSU Nichols segment. One of the things is that is becoming obvious. Now, you got to do it different, but they got to rely on Garrett Nussmeier to win them games. They cannot run the football, and that to me is unexplainable. You bringing back 4 of your 5 starting offensive linemen, 2 guys that are going to be first-round picks, and Will Campbell
Well, they can pass block, but they can't run block.
But they knocking nobody off.
Don't you want to show the other teams out there that you can do that, and it's something you got to defend against? I mean, for a team like that, wouldn't you want to show that as LSU, that you can do it all?
One thing, like say pass block, Nussmeier in 8 quarters, he has not been sacked. Now, a quarterback controls the sacks too. You got to get rid of the ball.
But Bob, he's got a lot of time.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But then you look at John Emery. He's the one that had the 39-yard run against USC. Now he's out. But you know what? Whether it was USC and Nichols, they basically averaged the same, 3.1 yards a carry. So if you look at it against USC, averaged 3.1 yards a carry. Against Nichols, the numbers were similar. LSU had 21 carries, 64 yards. So I'm telling you, Nussmeier's not Jane Daniels. He's not going to run all around.
But he's carrying the same 2 buckets of water.
He can throw. He can do all that. But when I look at, can LSU run the ball and can they stop the run? Their best run defender is out. No, I'm telling you, I'm concerned. And you know LSU fans would be ticked off. If they don't make the top 12, I'm not saying about no national championship. Who looks better than Texas or Georgia right now? I don't think so. But you never know. Look at Notre Dame. They beat A&M. They're all high on the hog. And Northern Illinois beats them. Then you see that coach from Northern Illinois. You want to talk about passion. He's crying. He was like so ecstatic. They believe in me, believe in what we're doing.
No, but where he did it too. You beat them in South Bend after they, kind of spanked the backside of Texas A&M the week before.
The one thing, though, I did notice, they were pulling a lot more against USC. Their scheme looked a little different. And then they went back to just that RPO thing against Nichols.
Well, they thought they were going to manhandle Nichols.
Well, and I think they didn't want to give away too much. But they looked like they were using their tackles to pull more, and they were running a little different against USC. So that's the one hope I got.
Well, Harry, you're really stretching the rubber band on that.
I just noticed it looked a little different running against USC than it did against Nichols.
Yeah. Well, you could still you can
hand it off on that.
Go try, you can still get 6 or 7 yards. You're not going to run around like Jane Daniels.
You know who he reminds me a lot, Nussmeier, and I told him this at Manning camp. He reminds me of a young Baker Mayfield. Not the way he acts, But the way he does things on the field, he can move around a little bit left and right. He can run a little bit, but Baker was never known as a runner. But how accurate he is as a passer, he believes in himself. You know, and if somebody makes a mistake, he takes the blame, not the receiver. He takes the blame for it. He reminds me of a young Baker Mayfield.
You don't want him running around. I don't think.
Well, Coach Kelly, you paying a coach $10, $11 million? No, you gotta be always right. When you say if you invest in that in the coach, and then y'all think that was kind of fake after USC when he was pounding the table. That didn't look genuine.
That was theatrics.
That didn't look genuine to me. Just look, if you can look after that USC game, like doing like.
Yeah, but if Nick Saban does it, we all go, oh man, he's really motivating this guy. And now we do it. We got to run this guy off. Look, LSU pisses me off about, they run on, when they run on Bebe.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
No, they run on Bebe after, really a year.
Yeah.
And it was really the COVID year. And they gave him one game at UCLA, and then they were like, it's over.
Come on, he wasn't Woodward's guy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Line,
so
that's
now
why they got rid of
you set a precedent, though. You got 1 year to do it if you have a bad year. And you're right. If they don't get into the playoffs, everybody's going to be going, we got to run them off.
Yeah, we
also can't run off coaches every 3 years.
No, and that payout would be $63 million. Come on, you're not cutting him that check.
Yeah, you want him to work out.
Yeah. It's pretty much got to work out. Big test this weekend, though. Can they stop South Carolina's rushing attack? And I think Emory Jones and will do well with the edge stuff. And Garrett, I don't have any problems with that.
Well, and the Gamecocks, you want to talk about Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, they struggled against Old Dominion. I was like, South Carolina's not very good. Then all of a sudden, they whipped that ass against Kentucky.
Kentucky couldn't throw a pass.
I do not know which team's going to show up.
Kentucky's not very good either. We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Just couldn't.
Right after a short break, Stan Gravois in his Prep Football Roundup.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodeau, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number 1 grocery store
in Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Every day, thousands of people hit the road heading towards their dreams. But sometimes those dreams collide with a harsh reality. Auto accidents with 18-wheelers can change lives in an instant. That's why you need the experience and expertise of St. Martin & Bork. With over 50 years of experience, St. Martin & Bork have fought for justice for the victims of truck accidents.
If you've been in a wreck with an 18-wheeler, know your rights.
Call St. Martin & Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin & Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford & Associates, protecting your business, benefiting your employees. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sports on the Bayou. At this segment of our show, weekly, we're going to take a look back at the week of high school action, and the high school season parallels the NFL this year. So it was week 1. Let's take a look.
In week 1 of high school football, we had a couple of non-district rival games. In Galliano, it was South Lafourche taking on Thibodeau High. The Tigers' Dominique Blanchard scores early, 26 yards on this run. After another score by Thibodeau later in the first quarter, Blanchard scores again on this 28-yard run to open up the second quarter. Then this pick six by Spencer Conrad makes it 28-0 Tigers. All this before halftime. In the third quarter, Makai Sylvester gets in on the action. He scores here from 6 yards out. This one was all Thibodaux, folks. Final score from Galliano, Thibodaux High 49, South Lafourche 6. In Matthews, Cole St. Pierre of Vanderbilt Catholic scores first on this 46-yard run against the Trojans. But Central Lafourche goes right back down the field. They score on this 11-yard run by Robert Day to tie it up. And with the score 7-7, the rains came down. The Terriers took advantage of the situation. First, this 57-yard run by Jalen Coleman, score now 14-0 in the second quarter. And it was a pass play from Jack Chestnut to James Guidry, 19 yards, makes it 21-7, that helped the Terriers to pull away in this one. The final score ended up being 28-7. Congratulations to Brian Wallace on his first win in his tenure at Vanderbilt Catholic. In other scores from the Bayou region, Houma Christian had no problems with Highland Baptist. E.D. White smacked Holy Cross. That score was not as close as what the game was, folks. Good win for E.D. White. Terrebonne scores late in this one to defeat Riverside. South Terrebonne defeats 5A Como. H.L. Bourgeois goes down to Ascension Catholic. CCA has no problems with Thomas Jefferson. Congratulations to John Hazlitt, head coach of Ellender, for win number 1. Central Catholic edges White Castle. Berwick just too good for Morgan City. Assumption wins a hard-fought one against Donaldsonville. Hawnville runs away from Booker T. Washington. And in a thriller, Catholic of Baton Rouge gets by Destrehan. And on a trivia note, it's the first time Terrebonne Parish Schools go undefeated on a Friday night in the modern high school era. Terrebonne Parish Schools went 6-0 this past Friday night. It's certainly way too early to worry about district records and PowerPoint rankings, but a quick look at each of our local districts shows that District 8 5A went 3-4 on the week, Hawnville, Thibodaux, and Terrebonne picking up wins. In District 8 4A, the teams went 6-2 to open up the season. E.D. White, Lutcher, Vanderbilt Catholic, and South Terrebonne all took down 5A opponents in their first games. In District 7 2A, only Houma Christian and West St. Mary with wins to open up the season. And District 7 1A has the best winning percentage of our local districts. They go 4-1 as their teams cumulatively open up the season.
Going to break.
And with the impending bad weather, there are a lot of changes to high school football for this week. Moving games will be first. Vanderbilt Catholic going to be taking on Everett at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon at Buddy Marcello. First time those two teams ever meet each other. Then you have other games happening. South Terrebonne's traveling to CCA. First time they play at 4 o'clock at Nichols. And that is tentative if they can get the Nichols facility, but they'll be playing on Saturday. South Lafourche is traveling to Pearl River on Saturday. They moved that one. That's a 5 o'clock start time. Houma Christian is going to be playing Douglas Saturday night at 6 o'clock in the New Orleans area. Assumption and H.L. Bourgeois have moved their game. They're going to be playing at 3 o'clock on Sunday at Tom B. Smith. Terrebonne's talking about moving theirs with Ellender to Saturday. That would be played at South Terrebonne Memorial, but that is a TBA. They're trying to figure some things out. Didn't hear anything from E.D. White, but E.D. White is taking on Holy Cross. And a little tidbit, guys. Jesuit had a great game against Holy Cross last week, another Catholic League game.
And how would you like to start the season? Holy Cross and Jesuit.
If you
E.D. White.
I was at the Holy Cross game. It wasn't even a game. Yeah. I mean, E.D. White was dominant. The one thing that I think goes without mention that we need to mention, everybody's talking about Colin Guggenheim and what a great running game he had against LSU and what a great back he is. He's a coach for E.D. White High School.
Whoa. Yeah. And if you look at Stan, you on top of this, Terrebonne, Lafourche, Assumption, all the Bayou region. To me, the team that is represented and consistent year in and year out is E.D. White.
It's an infrastructure.
I would say Vanderbilt, they're trying, but they're not E.D. White. And don't get mad at me, Martin and Vanderbilt. I'm just telling you, if I look at all the teams, and I would say maybe in Terrebonne High.
Well, it's Terrebonne. There's no question about that.
Yeah, when you look at it, just being objective.
No, I would agree with you. E.D. White has a super infrastructure, and I think Tyler Lewis is doing that with Terrebonne High also. They got a great win over Riverside Academy. So
that's a big win. Riverside is a good football team.
Sure is a good win, and they have a big one against St. James next week. But anyway, we'll keep you up to date here on HTV with any changing in the high school scene, and we wish all of our teams the best of luck. With that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou after this.
Coming up, Chuck Bork or his sit-in will be here for What's Up, Chuck? When it comes to marine towing, Crosby Tugs has over 40 years of experience. We have the know-how to safely assist ships into and out of their berths, escort oil tankers quickly and safely, tow ships, respond to fuel spills, and work in extreme conditions. Founded in 1977 by Vinton and Kurt Crosby, we are one of the largest privately owned marine transportation businesses in the industry. If it's on the water, let Crosby be your transporter.
When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, you chase something greater, no matter how difficult the path. On the dirt, in the sand, and beyond. The new 2024 Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
Gen Gators Power Systems is the area's leading Kohler standby generator solution, specializing in maintenance, repair, and installation on all major brands, from gas to diesel and 2kW to 2000. Home or commercial, our team has you covered. Our factory-certified technicians and installers are highly trained to provide response and repair when you need it the most. We service what we sell, period. Trust the Gen Gators, where we sink our teeth in the service.
Sports on the Bayou is also brought to you by our corporate sponsors: Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute, Gen Gators Power Systems, South Louisiana Bank, Quality Rental Tools, Barker Honda, Crosby Tugs. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. It's our What's Up, Chuck segment. Chuck Bork. Chuck, great to see you again. And how's TCU doing? I know they got off to a pretty good start, but they ain't played nobody, right?
They hadn't played anybody yet. And this week, we'll be up there this week for the game.
So you're going double whammy? You're going to go TCU?
Do double whammy. We're going to go see the Horned Frogs and then roll over to Dallas and see the Saints play on Sunday. So it'll be a big weekend. We're looking forward to it. Wanted to give a quick shout out at the start with everything going on with the storm. We got a lot of great groups in this area. Bayou Community Foundation is doing a lot to get ready. As a lot of y'all know, I'm on the board for Second Harvest Food Bank. They're doing a lot. They're going to be providing supplies to the local shelters, working with parish, state, and the local governments and the diocese to make sure everybody's taken care of. So, again, hopefully this isn't going to be a big event, but with that being said, I want to in advance thank all those people who are out there working hard to make sure we do okay with this. On the second thing I want to bring up, everybody knows Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike's been at our table. He's a regular fixture here, and he's a huge fan, and I want to give a little shout out to him. He recently celebrated his 90th birthday, everybody.
Whoa!
So,
all right.
Mr. Mike said, "What hurricane? I'm going to be there. Don't worry, I'm going to be there." So with that being said, I got a little question or a little proposition. We all look at how long we're going to live, and we look at our lives and look at things we've done in our lives. If I threw it out to Rich and I threw it out to Mike, Bobby Hebert hitting 90 years old.
I'd bet the under.
You're taking over the under.
I'd bet the under.
Rich?
Look, can we double up on that? I'm under.
Hey, I can tell you right now, if I make it to 90, no telling what I'm going to say. If I have my mind, because I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to arrest you?
Worse than that, what the hell are you going to look like at 90? That's what I'd be afraid of.
No, I'd be much more concerned concerned about what he says than how he looks.
There'll be no filter. Oh, there is none.
Hey, listen.
And then now.
You know, my mom, I take after the Gallianos, not the A-Bears, that we don't wrinkle. And then I can tell you what, I got a picture of my mom, 1955. She was homecoming queen, looked like Sophia Loren. And I'm saying, I told her one time, I go, Mom, you were hot. That sounds like Donald Trump. I said, oh, Mom, look how hot you look. You know, like, what?
Bobby, hopefully at 90 you have some hair under your arms by then.
No, I won't. Look,
No.
I've never shaved on the arms. I don't have no hair, no nothing. I'm like
Somebody throw a flag, please. Somebody throw a
like
flag.
a lizard.
They just had a nice lunch. Look, they're all getting sick now. They're nauseous.
No, I'm like a lizard.
He's just like a
Thank you.
15 yards.
Like
First
I
and
go to
five.
late night radio, talk about the reptilians. Oh, I might be a reptilian.
Well,
No, I would definitely take the under on that.
Me
I'll
too.
make it real clear. If he makes it to 90, I'll just be a few years behind him. I think I'll still be around. I'll personally invite you to sit at the table.
Oh,
I will wheel you in the wheelchair.
Hey, a quick story right quick. Oh, I got 40 some.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. You talk about like getting older, like you see Jim Moore. Coach Moore is still out there. Coach Moore is 89 years old. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if we can have him on the radio anymore. There's three things he said. We had him on, and I said, Coach Moore, what do you think about having training camp away, you know, going to California? We went to La Crosse, Wisconsin. He goes, when? When did we go to La Crosse? and La Crosse. And he goes, well, where is that at? He didn't even know the state it was in. And then I said, well, what do you think of the team? He goes, and he was at practice. He goes, I don't know, Bobby, you know the team. I go, but they want you. What's your opinion? So I said, I think Coach Moore might be losing it a little bit at 89, but you're not losing it.
Mr. Mike knows where La Crosse is. He went to the Saints game on Sunday, and he still will nudge me whenever you're inappropriate. So he's very well.
All right, Mike. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Don't fall asleep now, because when we come back, I'll give away an award to someone who's in the audience on my Stay to Play segment.
Every day, thousands of people hit the road heading towards their dreams. But sometimes those dreams collide with a harsh reality. Auto accidents with 18-wheelers can change lives in an instant. That's why you need the experience and expertise of St. Martin & Bork. With over 50 years of experience, St. Martin & Bork have fought for justice for the victims of truck accidents.
If you've been in a wreck with an 18-wheeler, know your rights.
Call St. Martin & Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodeau, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford and Associates, protecting your business, benefiting your employees. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin & Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin is State of Play, and so we'll throw it to you.
All right, helping me today, Barry Pellegrin. He's with Jack Clemens and all them at the quality tape over there. But look, Barry was a heck of a pitcher in high school and at Nichols. So he's going to use his left hand to go into the tunnel here and pull the winning ticket. But Barry, just real quick, you ever threw a fastball past Harry?
I think I remember that, yes.
Harry remembers it too.
Actually, yeah. Not too many people took you deep in high school, right?
A long time ago.
Not too many people took you deep.
A few did, yeah.
Yeah, but that was rare. I can tell you. He was a great pitcher at
I
Nichols.
bet he can still throw a first pitch.
Probably could.
Well, I got 6 grandsons, so I throwed it in a lot.
Oh, okay, so for sure.
I'm working.
All right, here we go, Barry. Use your left hand. Don't hurt yourself.
Here we go. We giving a car away this year, Mark?
All right, here we go. We're giving a $100 gas gift certificate from Cypress Stop Everybody needs fuel right now, right? $100 gas.
Comes with a
Here we
can
go.
of beans.
The winning ticket. I better turn it the right way.
You don't put that, Martin?
Yeah. 5, 9, 6, 6, 8, 9.
Oh.
Good. South Louisiana Bank wins it. Oh. The rich get richer. Come on up. All right,
Well, I tell you, Lester, if Lester wins, you better put that name and your likeness to Guggenheim. Whatever you win, you just
give him the
$100. Yeah,
Let him go fill up.
Go fill up your car. Yeah.
Wait, I'm handing him the ticket. He wants the check. He wants the money. Oh, I'll tell you what. Steve, is he going to share it with y'all over there?
No, he wants to get out of here.
Oh, thank you. All right, so there we go. So, Mike, what's that? Oh, yeah, Robbie, yeah. So that's our first winner. Each week, we're going to pull something different. And don't ask me what it is next week. I don't know yet. I think Lester said he's going to get $500 for one of the week. He never said that?
No, I would have to hear that if Lester said that. I got to get that on tape.
But Martin, you know I'm good for $100 at least one time.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
But you heard that ending part one time.
One week.
Yeah.
And I promise you,
it's not every week.
I'm good for one ugly jacket for 1 week that Bobby scoffed up on last year.
But now
you wear that jacket all over now.
But now it's like a blanket on me. I got to go get it.
No, what are you saying?
Wait, we should have
What
a
are you
jacket
saying?
show, Bobby. We should
Are
bring
you
our
saying
jackets in
when
and have
I
a
gave it to
jacket.
you?
I have a beautiful jacket that you gave me, and we should have a jacket show.
Yeah.
One
I
show.
agree.
Everyone bring
Let's
a
do
special
that.
jacket. We'll make it like a...
Once we get past the storm, we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
All righty. And Martin brought up about the storm. So if you want all that coverage that you're looking for here on the Bayou, keep your dial tuned in to HTV 10. We'll be back to finish it off here on Sports on the Bayou.
All right. Coming up, a look at next week's game.
And as you can see behind me, the fury now is starting to happen. The wind's now probably a steady 30 miles per hour, and you'll get gusts from 40 to 45 miles per hour. Of course, that's probably the outer winds of the storm, and if this is the outer winds of the storm, believe me, I don't want to experience the fury of a 140 mile per hour wind.
Don't go to sleep on this tonight and think you're going to wake up and it may be a 1 or it may be gone. Think of it as a 3 or a 4.
Now let's track this hurricane because all indications are it's coming right for Terrebonne and Lafourche.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford and Associates, protecting your business, benefiting your employees. And St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're finishing up here on Sports on the Bayou. Rich didn't mention it, but his son Patrick is here. So he's got 2 grandkids locally now. So you get this.
2 and 5, so we're going to train them golf and tennis. None of that football stuff. I hate to say it. Patrick. Anyway, I'm so excited to have him in town.
Awesome. So, we'll be back next week with another version of Sports on the Bayou.
We'll see you next week on Sports on the Bayou.